I think mental stress has destroyed women's lives. Men can suffer from mental consequences, but the physical consequences to females is so much more destructive. When women stress out, there is more of a physical consequence than there is to males. It doesn't mean there isn't male consequences. It's just much more dramatically when it comes to females. And so that's why I'm very protective of females when it does come to mental stress, because I think mental stress has destroyed women's life more than anything in history. All right, hey everybody, hope you guys are doing well. If you have any business question, you can ask me or email me at pflynn@thewellnessway.com. You can also email me your healthcare question if you want to keep it more private. Otherwise, you can put it on here and go back and watch the other lives. But I guess what I'm going to talk about today for our little business chat as you are putting your healthcare questions in so we're going to just cover some things and we'll go from there. So let's get into our questions, going about 12 minutes, I think.
Do they test for fatty liver? What is NASH? I saw it on TV.
Well, for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, okay, what I would do is this. It's very diagnostic if you get an ultrasound imaging done. So I encourage people to get it done. I think that now, do most people here, do me a favor, look down, do you see a belly? If you see a belly, you have fatty liver. You do. It's just by nature, it's going to happen for a vast majority of people. So because even for you to have adipose tissue that goes into the belly, you're going to have fatty liver. So therefore, reduce your calorie intake dramatically, start taking milk thistles, start taking dandelion root, start eating lots of protein, keep your carbohydrate intake down like crazy, but keep your all calorie intake down. But here's what happens. You can get an ultrasound done to see it, and sometimes I like when people get done because they can see an imagery of seeing something that's bad. So non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is very common in people, especially becoming common in kids now today too.
What causes nucleated red blood cells on a blood panel?
Anything inflammatory? So that's a very general question. I need a little more detail about what's going on, but anything inflammatory can start that process.
What supplements would you recommend to treat Hashimoto's?
Zero. I recommend no supplements to treat Hashimoto's because that's not how it works. When you have an autoimmune process, you have some autoimmune things that are irritating, triggering, aka causing an immune response. So therefore, it's key to find those triggers. It's key to find those irritants. It's key to find those things that are causing an immune response that leads to the destruction of your thyroid. Now, can there be a selenium deficiency, a vitamin D deficiency that is contributing factor to it? Yes. Also, I think vitamin A is very essential for the thyroid. But to talk about any supplementation, to try to talk about treating a condition is actually not a perspective I would ever want anybody to get, because that would be false, misleading. Just like no drug can ever cure anything, no supplement can ever cure anything that way, because it's not how it works. When you're deficient in vitamin D, could there be some immune factors? Absolutely, but that's more of an immune factor. And if it's a contributing factor to your antibodies going up, there could be an issue there. But you still have immune irritants, you still have immune triggers, you still have immune things that are the major factor there. So if you don't find them, you're just taking supplementation isn't gonna help you at all.
What is the best way to know if a mold detox is working?
Labs, seeing things go back to normal. Make sure that your natural killer cells go up, make sure that your immune response is going up. So therefore, because we're always gonna come in contact with mold. We always are. It's just going to happen because mold's so prevalent everywhere, especially if you live down south. But even up north, you have mold and stuff. But if you're immunocompromised, you're going to be affected by a lot of negative things, a lot of parasitic, a lot of fungal, a lot of viral things. Remember, as everybody's talking about worrying about viruses, it's like, guys, be more concerned about immune compromisation than anything else.
Is a rebounder as effective as a Vibe plate?
No. I think they're both great, but I think Vibe plates have more benefit.
What are some ways to naturally boost metabolism?
You can't. There's no such thing as boosting metabolism. Metabolism has a set rate of, let's say thermodynamics. And so therefore, can you do things that actually affect the rate of metabolism? Absolutely. So stop destroying your liver. Make sure you have good thyroid function. Make sure that your protein intake is high, so you have a higher thermic effect of food. Remember, if let's say you burn off 2,500 calories per day, and your liver and your thyroid and other organs and GI become bad, now you only do 1,800 calories. There's no such thing as boosting your immune system or boosting your metabolism. It's work on your liver, work on your GI, work on your thyroid, and get that function back to normal, and then your calorie your thermic effect is going to go up, and therefore you're going to think your metabolism has increased. It really hasn't. You just got healthy.
What are your thoughts on methylene blue?
I think there's a great benefit, but I think just because there's also negativity to it too. It's still considered a medication, so go to like a very good integrative doctor to get some advice on that. Have I seen benefits from methylene blue people taking it? Absolutely, I have. Is it going to benefit everybody? No, nothing benefits everybody when it comes to medication.
Do you have any recommendations for molluscum virus in a 5-year-old?
What I would do is I'd want to support their immune system. So I want to go with some elderberry. I want to go with some turkey tail. I want to go with some reishi. Going to keep that child as far away from sugar as possible. Make sure it's eating enough calories in the form of fat and also protein. And then OSHA to make sure that the lungs are doing well.
I'm a therapist. Do
Yep.
you speak on how mental health and physical health are connected?
Yes, there's a direct correlation. I think mental stress has destroyed women's lives. I think that men can suffer from mental consequences, but the physical consequences to females is so much more destructive. And I think that we have to let our culture know that when women stress out, there is more of a physical consequence than there is to males. It doesn't mean there isn't male consequences. It's just much more dramatically when it comes to females. And so that's why I'm very protective of females when it does come to mental stress, because I think mental stress has destroyed women's life more than anything in history. That's my personal opinion, just from clinical experience. And that therapist, let me ask her. I know I'm cutting you off there, babe. But I want the therapist, I want to see if she has the same opinion that way. I think mental health, stress in women has caused more problems than anything else. I personally believe that.
I agree. What's the best test for detecting Lyme's?
Blood work, but sometimes it's only maybe 60% positive because Lyme's disease can hide. It's known as hidden disease. And that's why it's so devastating. So sometimes it's repeating a test on a regular basis till you can figure out if it's there or not.
SIBO. Any suggestions
Yes.
on what to do?
Small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, it's the fact that bacteria should not be at that level. You need to have a significant amount of hydrochloric acid in your stomach, which now releases bile, which is antiseptic. And I want you to picture that right now, if I went skiing in Colorado and I was at the top of the mountain, all of a sudden there's an avalanche coming down. I'm going to go down as quickly down the mountain as possible. That's what happens when you have a significant amount of stomach acid. It pushes the bacteria where it belongs, which is more in the large intestine. So make sure that you acidify a stomach, make sure that you have proper gallbladder function, and reduce your sugar to nothing right now.
She commented,
Yeah.
the therapist.
Yep.
I have the same opinion.
Good.
I work at an integrated healthcare clinic,
Wonderful.
and I see this every day. I also do not see them being validated in all settings.
Well, understanding it's because they don't want to take something that could be, let me language this right for the therapist. The reason why you're not going to see it big in the medical field is because what they can do, just put everybody on a psychiatric drug, which we know that's going to be horrible for those people. They have to understand that they're not correlating the mental and physical together because they don't look at it that way. They say someone's depressed, but that could be some of their major organ system failures. Mental stress, especially for women. When men, it can lead to hypochondria, which can be bad digestive process that way, but for women, it just messes up their hormones. So I'm going to say God bless you to that therapist that's working for an integrative doctor, trying to really bring mental stress, especially in women, to the forefront, because I think it's horrible. I think that mental stress just destroys women's lives. It does. I think men have to have a hard life. I just believe that women have to know life is hard and understand what men go through too. And I believe that men have to understand that that if there's high stress in a woman, it's just going to make her sick. It's going to put her set up for big time failure.
My mom had an ectopic pregnancy with me at 28 weeks, 34 years ago.
Yep.
Can you talk about immune system and how important vaginal birth is when given the option?
Well, remember, when a child goes through the vaginal canal, it gets its first meal. It's actually the bacteria that comes from the vagina is actually one of the first bacterial introductions that a child gets to the outside world, which is very protective. Plus, the meconium is actually, that's why when babies come out, they look like they've been covered in cottage cheese. That's a good thing. Because that is so antiseptic, it's protective because now the child's immune system is trying to adapt to its new environment, which can be a hospital, it could be a home, it could be anywhere, it could be a thing, and that's why don't wash your kids off. It's kind of like putting an oil on them. You have to rub it off, and so people give them baths right away. Don't do that. Let it soak into the skin. So the probiotic and prebiotic things that do come from the vaginal canal of a woman are essential for women or essential for the child as their birth.
How to safely raise stomach acid levels in a 16-month-old?
That's a little difficult. I I would be probably starting with just some diluted apple cider vinegar.
Also, can you take ACV if apples were on the IgE reactive list?
No. Then I'd go to a different kind of vinegar.
I've heard you say women need 8 to 10 hours
Yep.
of sleep. What about kids age 5 to 10?
10 to
Or
12 hours
5
sleep.
to 15.
Kids never wake up a child. Never wake up a child. Kids need so much sleep, it's crazy. Yep.
What can help seasonal allergies? I can't take antihistamines.
Nettle and Albizia.
How to make sure you have proper gallbladder function. I currently have a 2 millimeter gallstone.
Well, I would be taking lots of dandelion root. I'd make sure that you are actually taking betaine hydrochloride to produce a bunch of stomach acid and get a bunch of stomach acid in there so it can force the gallbladder to release a bunch of bile. Stay away from all your sugar and take milk thistle also.
I have a flare, as in skitchy-ish, skin itchy rash.
Yep.
Red and dry all over my face and body.
Yep.
I am in my second trimester and have been seen by my GP. Oh my gosh. Sorry. They have said it's eczema and
Yep.
have prescribed steroids.
Well, what I would do is just understand why they prescribe steroids, because there's an immune reaction, but I'd be taking some high levels of vitamin D. I'd make sure your blood work, see what's at that way, but I'd take some high levels of vitamin D and then find the things that trigger your immune system. So high levels of vitamin D, cod liver oil, probably some nettle and albizia to calm the histamine response down that way, and then get like your immune system checked by some stool tests, probably some food tests, and then start to reverse that process. But I think vitamin D is the most important thing you need, which is going to have a corticosteroid type effect. But I'll never tell you if to take your I'll never tell you what to do with your medication. If you choose to take it, that's up to you. I understand there's consequences and benefits of it. All right, we got time for one more question since Christy had to leave.
Right.
Quick live today. Oh, and then we're going to have Dr. Allen come up.
My house got hit with the bad ick.
Yep.
How can I help my 9-month-old with her nasty cough?
Yep. Honey for number one. Honey's really good because I said it's going to soothe the throat. Elderberry, and then also OSHA. A couple drops of each. Dr. Allen, come up here. Dr. Alan Cook, absolutely amazing man standing next to me here. He's going to Dr. Todd's in Ohio. Just to let you know, man, you trained like a ninja, as I called you. I always call him my ninja because he was just relentless at training, pursuit, stuff like that. He's got a background in biochemistry and stuff like that, just like I have a background in immunology and nutrition. And so some of his videos that were just awesome. He graduates this Friday, right? Friday or Saturday? Friday, and then off to Dr. Todd's. So guys, you're going to see him on a regular basis. You'll see him on our website. You'll see him in Dr. Todd's office over in Ada, Ohio. But you're going to be missed, man. You're going to be missed. You're an incredible man. It was great meeting Mary the other day, your wonderful girlfriend, and stuff like that. And but I just want to let you guys know that Dr. Todd, it's sad because Dr. Todd's really going to enjoy having you there. But it's sad, for me because I get these wonderful people that I know for years, and they come intern with us, and then it's kind of like sending them off to the world and stuff like that. I still get to see them. It's just different when they're here every day compared to I get to see them, at a couple times per year. So I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, Doc.
Awesome.
It's been an honor.
Yes, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Good man. Really good man right there. Really good doc, just smart as can be. Like I said, you want to do great things, have great people, and you get great people like that. And for all you guys that are going to be taken care of by him, it's an amazing benefit to have a wonderful young man that cares so much about your health and cares so much, and just another wonderful addition to another wonderful office and stuff like that. So, all right, guys, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys soon.